Good morning, everyone. This is Warren from the Rhapsody Piano Studio. I want to welcome you to today's live lesson. We're going to be learning She Used to Be Mine from the musical Waitress by Sarah. Don't know how to say her last name. Bareilles. I hope I got that right. Not that she'll be watching this. Uh, so pick up a copy of the sheet music in the links or the description below, the video description below. At this level, you shouldn't be like a complete newbie at reading notes. All right. If you are having trouble reading notes, I suggest you drop down to something easier. I have tons of stuff at beginner levels. So, but at this level, you should have a decent amount of note reading fluency. And if it's as simple as getting the music and referring to the music and going back and playing with the video and whatnot, my tutorial that is. Plus, if you want some help reading sheet music or playing sheet music at the same time and reading music notes, I have live streams on that. Links will be available in the description below. Or you can just, comment, because I read everything and I'll be sure to reply to you, okay? So this is She Used to Be Mine. I'll be teaching you the simplest ways to practice this in the most effective way and saving your time at piano as well. All right, before we start, if you haven't subscribed, and if you want to be a subscriber, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification bells as well if you want to catch whenever I go live. Okay, this is She Used to Be Mine. So what we're gonna do first is just pick the smallest section that we can practice. And this, since I'm taking a look at this, it's about 9 pages. It's pretty long. There's gonna be some repetitive sections too, but just a quick glance. There's not a lot going on in the left hand, so I'll give you a bit longer sections than usual. All right. Alright, so I was about to, sorry, it's kind of weird to flip pages digitally. So I stopped at the second page, was it the second measure? That's like the end of the first verse, kind of works out easily anyway. Alright, okay, so a couple things here. She says to put a little swing on this. Actually, I don't believe that. All right. So when you're counting this, what you have to be careful about. Make sure you get those eighth notes that come in on the offbeats. And tell you why this is tricky is because it depends on how you're counting this. It's just telling you in the beginning, or the person who arranged this is moderately slow. You want to feel it as one beat, like 1, 1. 1, but actually if you're starting this, I think it's better to count 1, 2, 3, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So you go back and forth with 3 beats per measure and 1 beat per measure, okay? Just to make sure. I mean, if you really care about doing it right, which I hope you do, okay? All right, whoops, closed it. All right, here we go. Okay, so that was the first page. Let me show you the left hand real quick, just the different notes and positions you go to. Those are the basic patterns. So this is why we're not really doing a lot of shorter sections, and I'm just gonna give you the entire left hand page by page. Okay, so instead of playing each one of these notes, because it's just a lot of repetitions, okay? So I just recommend just going through these different positions without even thinking about counting. That's basically it. So you just do that with the left hand until you basically master it, okay? So let me show you again. We go from here. That's basically all you need to practice in a nutshell. And it's just a matter of concentration when you do both hands together, like how many times you repeat this and whatnot, okay? The beginning, same thing with this 4-measure intro. You don't really have to count all 4 measures because it's just this 4 times in a row. Really not necessary, okay? All right, now, the right hand. Okay, Okay, so actually, I think it's easier to not practice the right hand separately. Okay, unless you really want to not frustrate yourself, but challenge yourself, I guess. But with this, I would just practice. Usually, I separate the hands. It's more complex stuff here. Not here, I mean, with other pieces, with other songs. But this is a bit simpler, so I would just do left hand, because usually everyone's right. Most of the people are right-handed, so you can practice left hand and hands together. Instead of doing right hand, left hand, hands together, just practice the left hand and then both hands at the same time. Okay, so here is the beginning. I'm gonna skip the 4-measure intro. Okay, and then we're gonna simply just try it with me at the same time. Once again, I'm gonna skip the first 4 measures. Let's just try right at the song when it starts, when Jenna comes in. I've never seen this musical, but by the way, I'm currently, I have the sheet music. I'm going to release this not anytime soon because it's a lot of songs. All right, here we go. So both hands. Let's try it together from the beginning. Okay, one thing I forgot to mention, if you look at, there's no measure numbers here, so we gotta go by words. Recognize me with these shoes. From there, we are going to the bass clef in the right hand. So don't read that in the wrong clef. Down here. And then if you go to the second page, back in treble. Okay, so don't confuse those. All right. Now, a quick word about repetition. You may have been successful in trying this with me or not. And if you didn't get it the first time, of course, just use common sense. Just do it a few more times to see if we can do it together, okay? By the way, after you're done with this lesson, if you haven't checked out my tutorial, make sure you check that out. It's just the whole song from beginning to end, and it's more of like a self-guided thing. So if you understand the things that I'm showing you here in this lesson, for every lesson for that matter, if you should be able to use the tutorials on your own, because that's basically what I do with my students. All right, like live lessons are basically I teach them the principles I'm practicing, and when they go home they should be able to do it by themselves. And most of my students who are successful are able to use these tutorials. So if like 6, 7, 8-year-olds can use my tutorials, and yes, I teach that young, then you could do it yourself. All right, now again, you might have been able to do this with me together or not. If you're not able to, just try it a few times, and what I would recommend is just continuing on. All right, just get a certain amount of, just get decent at it, I would say. Don't go for perfection, okay? Just get decent at it. Most people say you gotta do it 10 times in a row perfectly. I actually used to teach that way, but it's actually not a good way to learn, all right? So just try it a few times, it's getting decent. Move on to the next portion of the song, or move on to a different song entirely. And you just go back and forth. It's like reading several books at once, okay? They call this concept spaced repetition. Look it up online, okay? So it's just, instead of doing it like 10 times in a row, one sitting, you do a few times here, you do something else, you do something else, then you come back to this first section in the beginning and then try it again, okay? All right, I wish I had more time to explain it, but I don't, because it's a pretty complex, it can get kind of complex. All right, we're gonna keep going from the second page. Stopping at she's imperfect. So once again, I'm just going to give you the left hand, and we're going to skip all those repeated notes because it's not necessary. Let me do that again. Going through those positions as fast as possible. It's a really good way to practice. Saves you time, first of all. Another reason it's a really good way to practice too, it kind of trains you to sight read in a way, because you're trying to look to the next note as fast as possible. hope you get the point. So let me show you those notes again. A little bit slower. That's basically it. All right, now back to both hands. Watch again. Okay, so if you're listening to this, oh, by the way, the reason I'm doing a lot of playing for you right now as well, because you should be listening as much as you are practicing. Okay, you can think of like the piano practice. The actual practice itself is like exercising, and then when you're watching my videos, it's like the diet, like eating the food. Okay, so actually, diet actually matters more than exercise if you want to think of it that way. So if you're not able to understand what I'm showing you here through the visuals, okay, you just need to keep studying more, all right? Just watch more videos, just look at people playing more, and then you'll begin to understand. Now, the notes here, I want to mention again, and a lot of these things I'm figuring out as we go along. The notes are actually not that hard to play. The rhythm is quite tricky, okay? So I'll put the music, the playing is the notes are easier level, but then the rhythm again, it's a bit more difficult than easier level, okay? So just keep that in mind as you play this. All right, let's try from the top of the page. Let's try it together. Ready, set, go. Okay, and I see that someone has disliked this video. If that's not on accident, then thanks for the hate, man. I thrive on people who hate on me, so thanks for that. I appreciate that. Okay, now doesn't matter. If you want to be negative, go ahead, man. Now, what you want to do at this point, I'm not too familiar with this song, but you want to look for parts where you can connect them into bigger sections. So I would go back and put the whole thing together from the beginning. Let me just play for you one time. Okay, so yeah, I played an extra measure because I was trying to flip the page there on my computer. It's kind of weird, but that's the whole idea. You just do one part at a time, and then you just simply connect it into bigger parts. Okay, so we got like 9 pages here. Technically, what you could do is divide it into thirds, so you could do 3 pages at a time. Okay, but I don't want to mess up the continuity of this lesson by flipping these pages back and forth. So I'm just gonna give you one. Like a page or so at a time. Okay, so as you practice these, put them into longer and longer sections. Of course, if performance is your goal. Okay, all right, man. I never knew I never understood why people would like dislike something, especially I'm putting on like a free this free education online. Like, why would you dislike that? It just doesn't make sense to me. All right, your life must not be so great. So I feel sorry for you. Okay, let's keep going from She's Imperfect. Up to there. So she's imperfect to she's messy. Okay, here's the left hand again, these different positions. Okay, let's try that one more time. Ready, go. And we'll just go through that slowly. See if you can keep up with me. Ready, go. notes you have to learn, okay? And then later on, again, when we put both hands together, you can, we don't have to skip any of those, all right? Back to both hands, give it a listen. Okay, we'll try it together now. Ready, set, go. I'm gonna do that again. Sorry about that, messed that up. Ready, go. Whoops, missed a note that there, but we're gonna keep it going. Okay, another suggestion, something to think about too, if you're having trouble putting together longer parts, that just might mean you have to work on your concentration a bit, okay? You'll just get better at experience, just continue to practice more and more songs. With this method, doing shorter songs, 9 pages is a lot, so good luck on trying to play this from beginning to end, perfectly. So you might want to try shorter songs, then a little bit longer songs, or keep working on longer songs and doing the sectional, chunk by chunk, section by section, and putting it together, okay? Then eventually over time, your concentration is gonna improve, and so one day when you do a song like this actually might be easy for you, like 9 pages, okay? All right, so She's Messy. Okay, yeah. All right, so something to go over. There's a pretty tricky part in here, in my opinion. And it's in the right hand most of the time. Okay, that's gonna take some practice. And if you don't like the numbers I'm using here, you could do 1-5. Okay, so if you look at the rhythm, and the rhythm too. That part, okay? Let me take it a bit slower. Okay? So I would just isolate that part if you're having trouble with it. Okay, left hand, let me give you the different notes again. Let's see if there's anything different. That's basically it. Okay, let me go through that again very slowly. That's all you have to figure out in the left hand. Okay, now back to both hands again. Let's see if I can deal with this page turn here. Okay. Next section right there. Okay, so go back. Let's try it with me at the same time. I will go a bit slower. Ready, set, go. So, that whole space repetition thing I talked about in the beginning, now would be a good time. Let's say if you were practicing, you got about halfway up to page 4. It'd be a good time if you're still having trouble with the beginning sections to go back and review that. Okay? Yeah. It's just like a game changer. You need to start practicing this way if you're not. Okay. We're gonna continue on. This is right before page 5. Okay, so where was that? It's not what I asked for. Sometimes life just slips in through a back door and carves out a person and makes you believe it's all true. Now I've got you. Okay, so that's where we're gonna stop. This is pretty awesome lyrics. Okay. Now, if you look at sometimes life, triplet right there. So be careful. So this is why you want to practice in 3 beats, because that's really hard to pull off if you're only counting 1 beat per measure. Like 1, 2, 3. Try counting that in 1. 1. Okay, so I hope you get my point. Another tricky part with the rhythm as well is person and makes you believe. Alright, I guess that's not too tricky. Alright, what am I talking about? Alright, let's go back and we're just gonna try this both hands, okay? Let me play for you one more time and then we'll try it together. Okay, and now I've got you another part that might be tricky. You gotta get that right when you're playing that melody. So repeat a note here. So be careful right there. I use some pedal to help you out. So that pedal sounds like this. You might be able to get a legato right there, but I definitely use some pedal to create that legato. Okay, let's go back. From here, we'll try it together. This is right before It's Not What I Asked For. Ready, set, go. Okay, so this is about page 5. We're about halfway, I'm pretty much halfway done with this lesson. Just want to ask you guys if you have been enjoying this lesson. I would hope you consider liking this video. It really helps me out a lot. Lets me know you guys are really resonating with this stuff. I want to teach you music that you want to learn. So, give me some feedback. Would appreciate that. And then, of course, if you know anyone who would love to learn this on piano as well, do them a favor and share this video with them. Okay, we're gonna keep going. And You're Not What I Asked For. Okay, story of my life. Okay, it gets really tricky right there. So, starting from If I'm Honest, I'm gonna show you really, not quickly, but I'll show you how this part goes in the right hand. This part's kind of tricky. This is what I do. I would give it all. So I use a thumb here, and I just go. So the only tricky thing is make sure you play that sharp again. Okay, and then here. Yeah, so the rhythm there does get a little bit tricky. So it's actually a good place to just isolate the right hand. So let me show you one more time. Let me do that again. So just up to there. Let's try that part together, because yeah, this is the part, again, I would definitely practice right hand if I were you. If I'm honest. Ready, go. Alright, don't worry, when I go back to do both hands, we will take this part a lot slower than that. Of course, if you haven't figured it out by now, watching a lot of YouTube videos, you can slow down the speed of this video as well. It's the gear icon, there's a speed button, okay? Back, and like I promised before, we're gonna do this very slowly, okay? Alright, ready, set, go. Okay, and that's kind of like an obvious strategy that works if you don't know what I'm talking about. It's just really, slowing down parts that are very difficult for you, okay? So you can technically take the easier stuff at regular speed, and then when it gets to a tricky part, just practice it a lot slower, okay? And again, common sense is a skill too. Sometimes I forget once in a while as well. Okay, reckless. Scared, okay? From reckless to scared. Should be getting the hang of this by now. Okay, let me play it for you one more time, and I'll do it a lot slower. Let's do it this way. The rest of this lesson, we're just continue to do hands together practice. I'll play it at regular speed, and I'll play it again very slowly, and then we'll try it together very slowly. Go. Ready, set, go. Reckless. Okay, now I just thought of another idea that you might want to play around with, something that will help you practice. For you people who like to sing out there, I don't like singing, but actually, it really does help to learn a song. If you know this song and you're able to sing it, then that's a good indication that you should be able to play with the rhythm correctly too. Because if you can't, and if you know the notes as well, like the melody, okay? I don't know if this is in the right key. I guess you could kind of transpose it if you want, but if you don't know, if you can't sing this song, then you're doing yourself a real disservice here. You're making it harder for yourself. So if you have trouble with the rhythm and the notes and learning and whatnot, I really would suggest learning this song and learning it by heart, singing the words and melody. You'll get the rhythm right and all that too. And if you're not counting all these correctly, simply just listen to the actual song. Listen to her actually singing and just follow along. And you can do it as well as anyone, because what's the first song you ever learned in life? Probably like Mary Had a Little Lamb or whatever, but also something like Happy Birthday. No one ever taught that to you. You just started singing and you understood it, okay? So there you go. So I would say, again, if you really want to learn a song on a deeper level, if you're having trouble with the rhythm, learn it by heart by singing it with the words as well, okay? All right, where did I stop? Scared? Scared. We're gonna keep it going. Scared. Do we do that together? Let me go back just in case. I'm kind of getting lost here. All right. Where in the world? Kind of lost my place. Okay. Reckless. Okay. No, we did do it together. Jeez. Okay. Let's keep it going from scared. Whoops. Gosh. Okay. Longer section. Sorry, I really messed up this page turns. Okay. Let me try it one more time. Scared. Okay, so this part gets even more trickier. So we will definitely isolate the right hand here, just doing the right hand from scared. I'm gonna take just the right hand by itself very slowly, this entire section, okay? If you look at in her eyes, in her eyes. Okay, we got some 16th notes there, so it goes kind of fast. So if we take it from bring back the fire. Okay, see how fast that goes? Alright, so let me go back and I'm gonna do both hands for you slowly, okay? Let me do that again. Now, gosh, I'm having trouble with this now. Okay, we'll try it together. We're gonna go even slower because that part, even at that speed, it's kind of difficult. So let's try it even slower than that. I hope I can slow down. Okay, scared, ready, set, go. Okay, so we got a couple pages left here. Just want to ask you guys, make sure you stick around for the recap because we'll go over all the most important things to think about when you're practicing this, and practice suggestions and all that too. It's a good idea to review. All right, inner eyes. Let's keep going from eyes. Kind of flubbed it a little bit. Let me go back and play for you one more time. Yeah. Okay. Can't get that page turn. All right. Let's see. If you look at what? I think the only tricky part here is keeping in mind the triplets. It says right before used to be mine, okay? So really all you need to do to practice. Okay, let me go back and I will slow this section down. Okay, let us try that together. I like that tempo. All right, this is Eyes, top of page 8. Ready, set, go. Okay, this is the last page now. Okay, so it's it's just a callback to the beginning. The melody kind of comes back what she did in the beginning. Now I'm gonna play it very slowly. This should be familiar. Alright, so we're going to try it together. We're going to wrap this lesson up and I'll give you a recap. Make sure you stick around for that because it's very important you understand these concepts and ideas and principles. Okay, she is messy. Ready, set, go. Okay, quick recap for this song. Pick up the sheet music. You need to learn with the music, okay? I primarily teach by reading the notes, okay? So if you're figuring everything out by ear, to me, it sounds a little crazy. It's like, you know, you don't learn to speak a language by... Can you imagine if you're growing up speaking English, but you don't know how to read or write? It's kind of ridiculous. I mean, the writing is a little bit different. It's not like you need to write your music. That's composer. That's what we call that, right? But, you know, you need to learn to read with the music. It's really not that hard. I have some live stream videos on it. But if you can't read music at this level, and I'm not saying you have to be perfect, but you have to have a decent amount of comprehension at this level, okay? If you're not able to read any notes, drop down to something easier. Start at the beginning levels. I have tons of lessons to help you out. And I also have some live streams that will help you to read music as well. They're in the description below. Make sure you check it out, okay? So I say the note reading for this song is really not too difficult. What makes this difficult is the rhythm. The rhythm is pretty tricky for this one, I have to say, okay? So it's really not an easy level with that. There are a couple ways to do that, to practice the rhythm. One, I highly suggest get in the habit of singing if you're not used to it. Learn to sing this song by, you know, just sing this song, okay? Find a YouTube video of it, her singing, just follow along with the words, learn to sing this music. If you can match the melody, I don't even care if you're tone deaf, all right? If you can just get the rhythm, okay? If you don't even want to sing, you can just like rap it, I guess, if you want to do it that way. But if you can sing it and you're nailing the rhythm, then that's a good sign that you come back when you practice it on piano, it's not going to be a problem for you. Okay, now when you are practicing this and you're practicing a rhythm, don't do 1 beat per measure. Practice 3 beats per measure. So instead of like 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, you want to subdivide it into 3, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. You see, it sounds kind of complicated, but if you can't do it with 3 beats, you can't do it with 1 beat. All right, I'm just saying, it's not going to be accurate. Okay, practice. Look up spaced repetition online. Google it. Okay, I don't want to talk about it because I could literally give you like 30 minutes of information on it. Spaced repetition, also chunking, small chunking. You just take the smallest part, and then I didn't do it with this song, but you know, break it up into bigger sections. So there's like 9 pages here. What you might want to do is just see if you can get up to first 3 pages at a time. 3 pages, 3 pages, 3 pages, and then try the whole entire song if that's what you're going for. Now, you have to recognize that doing longer sections, if you're not able to do it in the beginning, then it does take a bit to develop a concentration. It's like working out at the gym. If you can't lift a heavy weight, you can't lift a heavy weight. You have to wait till your muscles get stronger, okay? It's the same thing with building up your concentration, all right? I believe that's about it. Trying to think here. Nope, nothing else is coming up. I hope that covered everything. If it did, if you have some questions about this course, hit me up in the comment section below. I'm here for you guys as a teacher. It's my passion. I love to do this online. I love questions. So if there's something that needs some clarification, or you would like to learn a little bit more about, or you have some requests, just hit me up in the comment sections, okay? All right. So I believe that is it for today's lesson. Hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I enjoyed teaching it. Make sure to subscribe. Make sure to like this video and share it with people. They will thank you. Okay? And I'll see you guys next time. Have an awesome weekend and happy practicing.